President Joe Biden will be campaigning for California Governor Gavin Newsom ahead of a possible recall election. Wednesday, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki confirmed that Biden would still travel to California. She just couldn't say when. And Vice President Kamala Harris is expected to stump for the governor later this week as well. Gavin Newsom's in trouble, guys. He's in big trouble. And you know he's in trouble when Larry Elder has smear news coming out against him. I think they've got now a woman coming forward saying that there was some sort of misconduct or, so you know it's getting bad when that kind of news is coming out.
Oh, and when Larry Elder's even doing this well in a Democrat-held state, that's
and I think that's the point, that if Larry Elder is in the news, like it doesn't mean the accusations aren't credible, and from what I've seen, they do seem quite credible. But the idea that anybody's talking about them is what should be daunting to Democrats, because it means that what he has done in the past matters. What he would do as governor would matter. Mm-hmm. It's a wild thought. Kim, what's your latest guess on how this is looking?
Yeah, I don't think it's looking good for Newsom. I think that there's more people who are angry with him than people who love him. I don't think anybody really loves him. So there's not going to be a big turnout. I think on behalf of Gavin Newsom to save him. I just think there's going to be a lot more people coming out to get rid of him. And this is very different than a Trump Biden campaign where you've got somebody, oh no, this other person is so wretched that we can't possibly, so we must go and vote for this, and save democracy or whatever it is. But Gavin Newsom doesn't have that. They're trying that with Larry Elder, saying, oh, this guy is, and he's the antithesis of everything that California stands for, whatever. Again, there are these news reports coming out about an ex-girlfriend making accusations against him. And so it's just not the same. And I just don't think people are coming out for Newsom. So I think he's toast. A
powerful man who uses his power to, who exploits his power to abuse women does not exactly sound like the antithesis of California, in fact. But yeah, the reason that he's not working necessarily as a boogeyman is because Democrats have a 2/3 supermajority in the legislature and would basically be able to govern the same way that the Reconstruction Congress, governed, even though Andrew Johnson was technically still the president. So Larry Elder would basically be the Andrew Johnson to Democrats' Reconstruction Congress. So, but also you would, sorry, did you?
Oh, just real quick, I was going to say, so Biden going to help Newsom, I'm not even sure I think that's that beneficial to him. Listen, if this was a race where he was going to go and raise a ton of money for him and this was a money game, Biden could be helpful. But Biden's numbers have been dropping in the last 2 weeks because of Afghanistan. I don't think that him showing up is going to in some major way impact Newsom's, dwindling support within the state.
Right. It's going to come down to the independents. And I can tell you the independents aren't going to care about what Biden says. I think that's ultimately what it'll boil down to. But so you guys wanted to see this, right?
Yesterday we were talking about what the actual ballot looks like and what a complete mess it is. You agreed to bring one today. Would love to see it.
I've got it. So I wanted to show you guys the holes in the envelope. So the big scandal here, and I put a yellow envelope in it so that you guys could really see the holes. So why does this envelope have holes? I don't know. Nobody really knows.
It's got to be a processing thing, right?
They say, I don't know. I mean, but why? Why are there holes in? I've never seen holes in an envelope. That doesn't seem like it makes any sense. So there's holes in the envelope. I put tape. This is my significant other's. My ballot's already in the mail, but so I put tape for his privacy there. So that's not typical on the envelope, but the holes are. So then I want to show you what the actual ballot looks like. So we both voted yes on the recall. We do not want Gavin Newsom anymore. So this is a yes ballot, and this is you fill in the circle here, yes or no. So there's the black yes, right? And then I also wanted to show you how long this ballot is. So when you vote yes or no for Newsom, then you have to choose from these names here. See all these names? And then it continues. And and by the way, Caitlyn Jenner, all the way back here,
poor
at the
Caitlyn.
very end. Very end. So this is a huge, long ballot, okay? So then what happens is, go ahead, Ryan. I
had asked yesterday, is it clear that if you vote no on the recall that you should still vote for the replacement just in case he's recalled?
No, it is not clear. And I believe that the Democratic Party, what I've understood is that they are campaigning to vote no and then leave the rest blank. So there must be some sort of advantage to that. Yeah, they don't. They don't have. No, they didn't run anybody, and they're saying to vote no and then leave the rest blank. And I don't know what the advantage is on that, but it is not clear that you should vote. So so essentially, people who vote no are just going naturally probably not fill in for the next thing. So whatever that, why that's advantageous to them, I actually should look into that.
My understanding is that if they start to suggest some alternative to Newsom, then they feel like that creates a precipitous fall for him.
Right.
Like if it seems like everybody's abandoning him, then everybody starts to think who's next. Then he gets recalled.
There are some Democrats on here, they'll just say party preference. Like I voted for Kevin Paffreth. So, and then I believe this ballot will probably go for Larry Elder if I have to. I mean, a lot of Californians are just voting for him because they're like, this will just, not only are we going to get rid of Newsom, but then we're going to really stick it to him by sending in this other dude that, maybe a lot of people don't take that seriously. So here's the holes, right? I took the yellow envelope out. But when you put your ballot in, do you see how this black circle?
Oh.
Right. So, it goes in, and then there's your black mark if you voted yes.
People need to flip it around if they want to hide their vote?
Yeah. If you're going to, you have to put it in backward. You would need to put it in that way in order to prevent that from happening. But, again, how many people are really going to think to do that?
What's wrong with your state?
Get it together, California.
Honestly, like I said, in the Democratic presidential primary, my vote didn't even count because they sent me the wrong ballot. And when they send you a ballot from a different party, it won't. Even if I wrote in Bernie Sanders, who I ended up voting for in the primary, and it didn't count. So they just threw the ballot away. I mean, this is the type of stuff they do. They don't really have it together here. And they need to get it together. But holes in the envelope are very weird.
This is the kind of thing that leads to so much fear among voters that their vote is not accurately counted, that we can't trust these mail-in ballots. And we've got to get it together before the next election, or you're going to see, the kind of things we're seeing after 2020.
There might even be this election. I mean, if Gavin Newsom doesn't get recalled and he's still governor of California, there is going to be a debate about these holes in this envelope.
So which hole can you see, the yes or the no?
The yes.
So yes for a recall. Okay, so people would say,
We'll toss them out would be the
exactly.
Yeah.
They would, right. That would be the idea that they could say, oh, well, it's a yes vote, so there it is. So if that's the case, and you see that black mark, now you could kind of try to position it to where it's not visible, but then all they have to do is shake it, once it's in there to get it to where the black mark shows. So I mean, it's. It's really worrisome to those of us voting. And then I think there will be potentially a debate about, if he doesn't end up being recalled, did our votes, was this a way for them to sort? And they saw the black mark and they said, all right, we're getting rid of it. Right. Yeah, leaves a lot of questions.
Yeah, well, thanks for sharing that ballot with us. Appreciate it. Tell your SO thank you.
Yeah.
And so tomorrow on Rising, David Sirota will be here to discuss the influence Exxon appears to have on the 9 Democrats threatening the reconciliation bill. We're also joined by veteran and congressional candidate Brittany Ramos de Barros. She discusses the impact the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan is having on our veterans.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss a video.
And we will see you tomorrow.